And I've had people do it before, 3 years in prison. So I was going to want to send you to prison for 3 years, and then you've got a 1 to 10 in West Virginia. You're going to go to prison for a long time if you cut your ankle monitor off. Do you understand how serious this is?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. And you can do this, and you are going to do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he needs to get to adult probation this morning, and
Okay.
they've already got him lined up to get an ankle monitor on.
I'll get him up here as soon as we're done.
Okay, here.
I mean, there.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're going to take him there as soon as we're
I'm gonna have
finished?
someone transport him there.
Okay. So what I want to do, so I'm going to have you back fairly soon, not because I don't think you can do this, but mostly to assuage Judge Ferguson, because he's really skeptical that you can do this, but I want to keep monitoring you, and I want you to know, carrots and sticks. You got a gigantic stick over you, but the better you do, then maybe down the road we'll take the ankle monitor off. Okay?
Understood.
So I want to see you back in about 2 weeks. So what would that be? Well, let's make it 3 weeks, because that's 2 doesn't work. So that's going to be June the 9th for review.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, it should be sentencing. You're correct. It actually should be sentencing, because he's got a case still pending. June the 9th. And we'll worry about all the sentencing down the road. The main thing is for you to be clean, stay clean. The longer you're clean, the better. The better your chances of staying clean. Any questions?
No, sir, I understand completely, and just like to thank you and the court for the opportunity.
Okay. You're welcome, and if I didn't believe you could do this, I wouldn't have gone to all the links that I've gone to give you a second, third. We all need sometimes second chances. This might be more than your second chance, but we'll put it this way. It's also your last chance. Take advantage of it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
Okay, so next is going to be review hearings. That's for folks who have, like Jeremy, have things they were ordered to do. And this is a review to see if you're making progress on the things that you're ordered to do. So when your name's called, come up to the table to your right when your name's called with the group that you're called with, and we're going to review your file. Call the reviews.
Jacob Burchett, Joshua Hitchman, Ryan Kemp, Jeremy Meadows, Jennifer Farley, and Harry Rude.
All right, Jacob Burchett. Jacob Burchett. You need to be in the courtroom. Jacob, where were you?
I was out there, sir.
Let's put him in the back.
Yes, sir.
You're going into the lockup.
Come on, Jake.
Joshua Henchman.
Sir.
Your Honor, may I have permission?
Yes. Okay, you got a new charge, which you were just handed. 23212 is the case number. And this is in addition to what you're in court for on review. It's an obstructing official business charge. It alleges that March 21st of 2023 in Perry Township, without the right to do so, you purposely prevented, obstructed, delayed the performance by a public official of an authorized act. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 90 days in jail, $750 fine. All right, do you understand this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like it's basically for giving false information on an investigation, looking at the affidavit. And then I've got, you've been at Riverside, and it says this is partial hospitalization. What is that? Is he inpatient or outpatient?
He's residential.
Residential, okay. Well, it's not a glowing report,
He's got some work to do, Your Honor.
and he tested positive for methamphetamine while he was at your facility?
That was the day he came in.
Okay, not since?
Yeah, my sense.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. He's who represented you last time, and he is here. So we'll need Mr. Stratton to come into court. All right, Mr. Stratton, this is Joshua Henchman. You represented him earlier
Yes.
in a case. He's got a new case filed. The incident happened though in March, so it's been a while since it happened. He's now in treatment at Riverside, so I'm going to go ahead and reappoint you to represent him on this new matter, which is obstructing official business.
Okay.
Is the charge. I'm going to allow him to stay as a part of the bond, be a part of his bond to stay in treatment, and he can sign a $1,000 signature bond. I'm entering a not guilty plea for him. And he's just started inpatient, right, so he's gonna be there a while.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we, let me look at the schedule, but look, probably June the 9th.
That's fine, Your Honor. Any date except the 20th.
Okay, let me check, to make sure that's, yeah, that should be fine. It could either that, or, but that's better. June 9th is better, actually, so. All right, June the 9th is gonna be his next hearing. Pre-trial at 10 o'clock. And I'll set review on the old case for that day at 9 o'clock. You want the court's file then, Mr. Stratton?
Yes.
Let's make sure the clerk gets it back.
Yes.
All right, sir, speak with your attorney and then go back to treatment.
Thank you.
You're up. Ryan Kemp,
Yes, sir.
May I approach your room?
yes, 23-159. Okay, this is Mr. Kemp's initial report from Bethesda, and basically it says he's getting started on the right foot, is the way I read it, but
Yeah,
just getting started, right?
Yes, sir, last time I was in here, you told me I'd go back to work and everything, but I ended up at the Bethesda program instead for another 6 months.
Okay.
Already got 14 months completed, but I had a mess up, so.
All right, and this is, actually, I didn't order you to go, you did it on your own, right?
I'm honest. No, I have a probation officer in Moore County.
Okay, in another county.
Who rejected the other place that accepted me for sober living, and he ordered me to come to Bethesda.
Okay. Well, it is a good place. I think you're in a place that can help you, so. Which county is it that's?
Morrow.
Morrow County, okay. Is that where you're from originally?
Originally from Mount Vernon, the Columbus area.
Okay. Well, since they're gonna monitor you, I don't need to have you in as often. So I'm gonna go to July before your next hearing. Let's make it July 24th.
July 24th?
Yes, July 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock. Thank you. Jeremy Meadows. It's TRC 22-122, CRA 2241, 1329. It's at Riverside Recovery. Good drug screen. Okay, from what I'm reading, you're doing what you need to, but you got stuff you're still working on.
Sir,
Is that a fair summary?
can I say something? I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you giving me the opportunity to better myself.
Okay, well, thank you for taking advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
And if you, it's hard to learn from other people's mistakes, but if you listen to what I said about Jeremy, I mean, that's kind of the road that people, Jeremy does really well when somebody's watching him 24/7, but when Jeremy has to make some decisions on his own, like goes out amongst friends that want to give him stuff to use, then he doesn't make such great decisions.
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Okay, so you got to be able to, eventually we're going to get to the point where you're doing this all on your own.
Yes, sir.
Because you know, do you have kids?
Yes, sir, I do.
How many?
I got 2 stepkids and 3 of mine.
How old are they?
I got an 18-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 15-year-old, 14, and another 18-year-old.
Well, I try to motivate people, and hopefully this will help motivate you, because I just went to a seminar with an expert on addiction who talked about the effect on children. What you do has a big effect on what they're going to do down the road.
Yes, sir.
They're watching you.
Yes.
They're learning from you.
Yes.
And if you use, the chances that they're going to use
Yeah. Highly high.
goes way up.
Yes.
So if you care about your kids, you don't want them going down that path, the best thing you can do for them, stop using.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So far, you're doing good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Keep it up. And you can be the one to break, because not only is it your kids, you know, I've got 7 grandkids now, so you pass it on, it just keeps going on down the line, generational. You know,
Yes.
break the chain. Don't let it happen to the next generation. Be an example. Let's make it June 20th, that's a Tuesday. June 20th, because court's closed on June the 19th for a holiday, but we'll be here June 20th. Okay,
Thank
good
you, Your
job.
Honor.
Keep it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jennifer Farley's been called for, didn't appear. Still has stuff she hasn't done yet, so she gets a warrant. Harry Rude.
Sir.
Case number 220805, 21392. Okay, you just have fines to pay. Do you have a payment on your fine?
No, not yet.
When do you do it?
Huh? Sorry, what you said?
And you're supposed to be at PATH too. Are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay.
I called him yesterday to tell him I had court and nobody showed up again, so.
You still seeing Wagener, Marilyn Wagener?
Yeah.
She did send me a report previously, but, okay. If you can't pay your fines, you can come out and do community service and get $50 a day credit for,
Okay.
you gotta take care of this somehow.
Right.
Is there any
I got
reason you can't do community service?
I'm still under doctor's care. I got my disability hearing on August 18th, coming up in August. So,
All right, June 20th is gonna be your next hearing,
okay.
and I'll ask Pat for a report.
All right. I go, I have an appointment with him on 28th, I think the 28th.
Of May,
Yeah.
that's a That's a Sunday, so it's probably not then.
Might be 29th. I know it's, before I have to see the doctor again.
Okay, well, check in with them, make sure you get there when you're supposed to.
Okay.
Aaron Sterling, Brittany Watkins, Tiffany West, Darren Jackson, Tori Baker, Candace Daniels.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Aaron Sterling,
Yes, sir.
22, 24, 40, 21, 46, 21, 46. 22, 21, 46. Do you have a report? Thank you. Okay, it says you're compliant and you had good screens. So, and you've done some community service since your last hearing, so that's all good. Good job.
Thank you.
Keep working on it, you still got more stuff to do, keep going to your counseling, and I'll set you for June 20th also. June 20th, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Good work so far, keep it up. Brittany Watkins.
Your Honor, I received a text this morning saying that the common police court sent her to prison. I haven't verified it yet, but
Okay. Let's put that file on my desk and I'll deal with it after court. Tiffany West, 23-146.
That's where my doctor's.
she's got something from the doctor's office, so I can see it.
Okay.
In case they didn't fax it over, they were supposed to fax a paper, but in case they didn't. It's where I'm in treatment.
Are they prescribing you anything?
Suboxone and Adderall both. Because the last time I was here, I had them in my system, if you remember.
I do. I have the screen right there. Okay. You've got some community service to do. You did 2 days since your last hearing.
I did a double day, and then I've done one, and then I did one this past Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I
Maybe
paid some of,
it hasn't been updated, so I'm showing you,
and then I paid some of my fine this morning as well.
I do see that.
Yes.
All right, yours is a newer case. I'll give you more time before your next hearing.
Okay.
I'll set your next hearing for July 14th.
Okay. 9 a.m.?
You get it finished, you don't have to come back.
Okay. 9 a.m., sir?
Yes, 9 a.m., July 14th. Darren Jackson. 10/9/31. You just have to do community service, right?
That's right. I got a week's vacation coming up, so it'll be knocked out next week.
Okay.
If I may, he did show up yesterday to do community service, but he had an emergency with his son at school, so he couldn't stay, so that's why he didn't get it done.
All right, I'll set you for June 20th. You get that done, you don't have to come back, because that's all you have left.
Thank you.
Tori Baker, not here,
I was not.
via warrant for failure to appear.
I believe he's on probation with common police court too, Your Honor, so I'll contact them.
Candace Daniels,
Yes, sir.
18,795. Okay, you just got, I'm showing 3 hours of community service left and fine, but
Well, I forgot the paper at home, but I do have a picture on my phone. I done actually 6 hours, because I knew that it would work, off some of the fines. So I done 3 hours of community service, and then I done 3 hours, extra
where'd you do that?
down at the Chesapeake School. Can I show you?
Show it to Mr. Major. And do you have any payment on your fines?
No, sir. I actually went into work the next day, and they fired me because I got arrested right across from where I was working.
Did you come here and sign up for this?
Yeah.
Your Honor, it should have been reflected on her case. She signed in here first. So
I don't have anything since September of 2019 is the last.
I still have to come and look at more.
Well, if I bring the paper in,
Bring it in.
Okay.
Submit it.
because I talked to whoever the guy is, the real tall guy, because I've not even been around here, Your Honor. Like, I've been in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, you still have some fines to pay too. Get your community service turned in, validated. June 20th is your next hearing, 9 o'clock.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Joshua Ellis, Joshua Hay, Bradford Lusher, Robert Reynolds, Alfreda Steele, Christopher Trivisano, Joseph Whalen.
Joshua Ellis.
You just, Your Honor, some of them may be on
Okay.
there.
Sir,
Joshua,
I'm on video.
Joshua Ellis is here.
Yes, I'm on video, sir.
Okay, I do see you. Let me turn it on. This is case number 08619. All right, so I see you're on my screen and you're small on the screen, on the big screen. Where are you living now, Mr. Ellis?
Sir, I lived in Barbersville, West Virginia.
Okay, well, that's not that far away. You've got a bunch of community service you still owe and fines and costs. Are you doing anything on your case?
Sir, I paid $100 on my fines, and,
When was
I
that?
have an 18-month. Sir, what, sir?
I'm showing a $50 payment on April the 14th of 23 and a $40 payment on April the 28th of 23. Is that what you're talking about? That's 90.
Yes, sir, I paid it, since last month and that I've been there.
It's not showing on your file.
Sir, what, sir?
It's not showing on your file. I'm showing a payment of 50 and a payment of 40, and you have 158 hours of community service left to do.
Sir, I'm having trouble with community service. The fines, I mean, I'm working on them. But community service, sir, I'm a single father of an 18-month-old baby boy. And I have joint custody of my 3-year-old as well. So on the weekends when I'm off work, sir, there's no daycare is open, and it's hard to find or trust anyone to watch both of my sons.
Well, you had a felony that was reduced to a misdemeanor with a sentence of 6 months in jail, 150 days suspended, but 200 hours of community service, and you've only done 42 of the 200 hours of community service. So, I mean, you can go back to jail, that's the other option. Community service was in lieu of you going to jail.
I'm not trying to go to jail, sir. This is from 2008, sir.
Well, you never did what you were supposed to do, and then you got arrested on a warrant for it, right?
No, I've never got arrested on this one. I turned myself in, sir.
Okay. Well, I see we had an arrangement, you didn't come in until April of this year. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set it for another hearing in a month. You gotta do something on your case. And you gotta appear. I'm not gonna let you appear by teleconference next hearing. You gotta appear in person. If you don't appear, then you're gonna get a warrant.
There's no problem with you appearing, sir. Like I said, this is 15-year-old case. In past 15
Sir, I'm not gonna argue with you. You have to do it. You were sentenced, you have to do it, it's not gonna go away. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir. Since I turned myself in last month, I've paid almost $100 on my fines. Sir, I work every bit of 50 hours a week. I'm trying, sir. It's not that I'm not trying, but I am trying.
Okay, well, keep trying and I'll keep working with you, but you're gonna have to appear at the next hearing. I'll let you appear by teleconference this time. Next time you gotta appear. June 20th is your next hearing, 9 a.m. Keep working on your case, get some other stuff done.
Yes, sir. June 20th, sir.
June 20th, that's a Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
All right, Joshua Hay, 21-324.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
This actually should be on the sentencing docket. All right, and Mr. Hayes, amended reads.
Your Honor, Mr. Hay just recently came to us a few days ago. So far, he has been compliant. He's been contributing to life in the house. Verbal reports from his staff state that he is doing everything that has been asked of him, and then some.
Okay, and he's ordered there also through common police courts, am I understanding?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're just getting started. He's gonna be there a while, looks like.
That's correct.
Okay. He still has some fines here to pay. I'll let, and he has a bond up, so I'm gonna set it for a sentencing hearing, but I'll make it a couple months out since Common Pleas is supervising him also. No need for me to supervise too every month. So let's make it July 21st, and I'll make it a sentencing hearing at 10 o'clock. But I would like to know if he leaves treatment or something like that. I'm sure Common Pleas would issue a warrant if he left, but I'd like to be informed too.
Okay, we can do that, Your
We'd
Honor.
like to do what you need to do at amended reads, get good reports.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Bradford Lusher,
Yes, Your
is
Honor.
that you? 21-3173. It's on an OBI. You paid your fines, and you have community service to do. And have you done the driver intervention program?
Not yet, Your Honor. I paid for it, and I showed up tardy, and so I was dismissed from the class early.
Okay.
And so I got ready to pay for it again.
Well, you'll have, and the one, was it the one here in Lawrence County that you?
Yes, there was like $600 I invested in that, and they turned me away as soon as I walked in the door.
Well, and it's no longer in existence, so you'll have to go to, the closest one now is Scioto County.
Portsmouth.
Yeah, in Portsmouth.
I probably know my way around Portsmouth a little bit better than I do Ironton, actually.
Okay, well, you gotta get this done or I gotta give you jail. The legislature says you either gotta go to jail or you gotta go to this program, so I'm sure you'd rather go to this program than go to jail.
Yes, sir. I sure would.
Okay,
And that would be closer for me too. I didn't really want to go back to the place in Ironton. That's why I was going to go to Columbus, even though.
You can go to any one that's approved by the state of Ohio, so if you wanna go to one in Columbus, I'm fine. Just make sure they file a report with this court that you completed it.
Yes, sir.
That'll be satisfactory if you do that.
All righty.
Okay, so,
Oh, Your Honor,
yes, sir.
do they have the phone number to the place in Portsmouth?
We,
We can find it, Your Honor.
Mr. Major will get it for you.
Cool, that might be more convenient for me.
All right, June 20th will be your next hearing, 9 o'clock. Get
9
the stuff
o'clock.
done, you can quit coming to these hearings.
I hear you.
If you want to go with him now, because I got some no-shows, it looks like, to deal with.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Robert Reynolds. Go with Mr. Major now, and he'll get you that information.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Robert Reynolds, 2510, 192340, was called, didn't appear, gets a warrant. Bless you. Alfreda Steele, 163101.
She's on leave, Your Honor.
All right. Alfreda Steele,
Yes, sir.
132847, 132828. You got community service and fines to pay.
Yes, sir. I just got my widow's benefits. I get it on the 25th, so I'll start making payments on my fines. And the only reason I haven't started community service where I live at is I've been having to take care of my husband. He has to have his hip replaced, so I've been having to help take care of him at home
And
until we got the surgery.
Your Honor, it looks like one of the cases is set for review. She hasn't been seen on.
all right, 163101. And do you still live in Huntington?
No, sir. I live in Cambridge, Ohio.
Where, Cambridge?
Yes, sir. I live like 3.5 hours away.
Okay, because at one time I had 226 Short Street, apartment 802, Huntington as your address. Is that?
Yeah, I haven't lived there in years. I've lived in Cambridge almost 5 years now.
Okay, well, you had this one case, this 163101, and I don't think, you didn't appear until April of 23.
Yes, sir.
Is that the one you-
I moved over because of the windshield.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had it. I forgot about it.
Well, I set it for review, but actually we never dealt with it. It was actually a pretrial. It was for a no operator's license. Did you ever get your license back?
Yes, sir. I got my license back, paid my fines, all of it.
Okay, I need for you to fax in a copy of your driver's license, or I guess I can have somebody check it here to make sure you are valid. I'll do that at the next hearing.
I can do that. Okay.
You still have the old case to pay off. I'll set everything for June 20th. And I'll have a check by then to see if you're valid on your operators. June 20th, 9 a.m., you can appear by teleconference again.
Do you want the most ever review for that one for sentencing?
I'll just put them at 9 o'clock and one B's for sentencing. All right, Christopher Travasino. You're welcome. 212747. Okay, he's done everything but complete the 3-day program. So I will issue a warrant for failure to appear. Joseph Whaley, 17170 and 17133, and he's got a substantial amount of funds and court costs he's never paid, so he hasn't appeared, so he gets a warrant. Okay, that finishes the reviews. We're going to start arraignments now. So arraignment is what the hearing is called first time somebody comes into court. So if people have arraignments, need to be in the courtroom now. So if you've got a new case, or if you got an old case that you missed something or got a warrant issued on, you're going to get called with the arraignments too. Everyone that's a defendant has a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do make statements, what you say is all on the record. So if you get up and admit something about your case, the state can use that against you. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter guilty or no contest, those rights I just explained, you're waiving. Don't do it. Don't enter no contest or guilty if you don't understand what's happening. If you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want to have a trial on your case, any of those reasons, you need to enter a not guilty plea. Call the first case.
If I have the arraignment for appearance, and this is the hearing, leave the courtroom now.
State of Ohio versus Caleb Meredith, case number TRC 23540 A and B.
Sir, are you Caleb Meredith?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Meredith, it's alleged on May the 13th of 2023 at 2:32 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's alleged that you took a breath test to test your alcohol level and tested 13 on the breath test. It's also alleged this would be if you get convicted, it would be your first conviction for this type of offense. So the maximum penalty on a first offense is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most the court can impose on a first offense. There's a minimum, and that means that's the least I can give, is set by the legislature, is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. That's the least I'm allowed to give you if you're found guilty. Okay, the breath test, let's talk about that. There's what's called a per se level under Ohio law. And what that means is if you reach that level or above, there's a presumption that you are impaired by the fact that you tested over 8. If you test 8 or higher on the breath test, and the state shows compliance with the rules for giving the test, they have to calibrate the machine correctly and follow certain rules, then there's a presumption that you are impaired. They're saying you tested 13, so that's higher than 8. You're also charged with driving outside your lane. That's a minor misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is a $150 fine. Do you understand the 2 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights I explained?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions before you enter a plea?
No, Your Honor.
What plea do you wish to enter?
Guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting that the charge is true. By doing that, you waive your rights to have a trial, to have a lawyer, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I'm going to read, the officer submitted a report as to what happened, so I'm going to read that in the record. If you want to make an explanation or statement, you can after you hear what the officer said, but you're not required to. The officer says, on May 13th, I was sitting stationary at US 52 at milepost 21. Defendant passed me going westbound. As he passed, I noticed his vehicle was straddling the center lane, with the vehicle actually being in both lanes. I pulled out behind the vehicle and turned left on the County Road 120 south, and then turned right on Township Road 1339. I turned on my lights and the vehicle pulled over on the Township Road. I approached the driver's side of the vehicle, made contact with the driver. I asked for his license and he provided it. He was identified as Caleb Meredith. I could smell an odor of alcohol coming from inside the vehicle. His eyes were bloodshot and glassy. I asked him where he was coming from. He stated he had been at Louisville, West Virginia, where he was hanging out with some friends. I told him why I stopped him. He stated he drives down the center of the road all the time in West Virginia. I then asked if he had consumed any alcohol. that night. He stated he had a couple drinks, but didn't feel he was impaired. I walked back to my cruiser to fix my belt mic that had fallen off while I was getting out of my cruiser. I walked back up to the vehicle and asked him to get out of his vehicle. I had him come back to the cruiser and told him I was going to check him for impairment. I gave him the horizontal gaze and nystagmus test, that's the eye test for alcohol, and got clues for alcohol. Gave him a walk and turn test, and there was clues on that test for alcohol. Gave him the one leg stand test, and there were validated clues on that test. I asked him to give a portable breath test, and he took it and got a test result of 15 on the portable breath test. He's placed under arrest for OBI, his Miranda rights, and placed in the cruiser. His vehicle was secured at the scene. He was transported to the patrol post, agreed to give a breath sample on the intoxilizer 8,000, and it came back at 131. He was released to his girlfriend from the post and advised where to appear for court. He was respectful and compliant with all my instructions. All right, sir, any statement or explanation you want to make?
No, Your Honor.
Are you employed, sir?
Yes, I am.
What do you do?
Work in Charleston as a carpenter in the union.
Okay. You do have insurance. And you live in Canova?
I don't live at that address anymore. I actually live in Pritchard, West Virginia.
Okay. All right. So I kind of have a sliding scale. The higher you test on the breath test, the higher I make your fine. I don't think it's fair to treat somebody that just tests over versus somebody that tests high the same, so we'll adjust the fine. So on that scale, you're going to get a $650 fine. You have to pay the court costs, $110. You get a license suspension of 6 months, and that starts from the date of your citation, and West Virginia will recognize your suspension. I'll give you 20 days in jail, but I'll suspend it all on the condition that you do the things you're ordered to do. I don't want you to go to jail, and you'll never have to go to jail as long as you do the stuff you're ordered to do. One is 5 days of community service. We have a community service program here at the court, and as long as you make a reasonable effort to get it done, I'll work with you. You can do it on your days off. Do you work Monday through Friday, or what's your work schedule?
I work Monday through Thursday.
Okay, so you got 2 days, because we work every day but Sunday or holiday, so you can come here 7:30 a.m. and get a day of community service done.
Okay.
You got 5 of those to do. You have to go to a driver intervention program, it's called. It says DIP on your driver intervention program, is what that stands for. And that's required. I either have to give you jail or make you go to that program, and you would rather go to the program than go to jail. So the only thing is, we don't have one here. You can go, we may be getting one. We had one and went kaput. We may be getting one soon, but we don't have one as of now. So the closest one to this county is Scioto County, but you can go to if you want to go to Columbus or Cincinnati, the big cities have multiple programs that you can complete. It just has to be one approved by the state of Ohio and get it filed here, the paperwork that you completed it. And West Virginia, I've had some experience with folks that are we get a lot of West Virginia people. They're going to want to see you complete it too, so you'll have to do it for them to get your license back. They will accept an Ohio program though. Your review hearing is going to be December 29th, so that gives you the rest of the year to get all this stuff done. If you get it done, you don't have to come back. If you don't get it done, you got to show up for that review hearing at 9 a.m. If you don't show up, you automatically get a warrant issued for not appearing. Okay, on your driving privileges, I now have two options. Used to only had one option. I can actually give you unlimited driving privileges, which means you can go anywhere, or I can give you limited driving privileges. But here's the difference. If you want unlimited driving privileges, you have to place the blow and go device on your vehicle, where you have to blow into it to start the vehicle. If you want to do that, and we don't have them here, the probation officer will hook you up with a company that will install it. You got to pay their fees, and then you can drive anywhere you want to go. No restrictions, other than you have to use that device. If you don't want to go to that expense, you can have limited driving privileges. And that means I'll let you drive for work, community service, to come to any court hearings. And is there any emergency things that you would need driving privileges for?
I'm a diabetic, so I would need to go to my appointments.
We'll make it for medical too. So do you think you want to do the limited, or do you want the unlimited?
I would rather do the limited, Your Honor.
You'll make sure when you talk to the probation officer, you discuss that, because what you're going to have, and since you're out of state, you're just going to have something for me. This is allowed in Ohio. I'm going to give you an order allowing you to drive for certain purposes, but it's going to show if you get stopped and they pull you over, they're going to show you're under suspension. So you're going to have some explaining to do. So what I tell people, don't get pulled over. Obey the speed limit. Use your turn signal. Stop at stop signs, because you don't want to do a bunch of explaining. You don't have to. Okay, on the lane violation, I'll impose a $20 fine.
Your Honor, is that okay if I pay that today?
Oh yeah, we always take money.
Okay.
You can pay it. You can pay all of your fines today if you want. Just work on the other stuff you got still pending. How are we going to handle? Are you going to meet with him?
I'll meet with him, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Major's going to meet with you about your probation, and then you're free to go after that. And it'll be on your paperwork. December 29th is your review hearing at 9 a.m. Any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, his office is to the left as you leave the courtroom, make 90-degree left, and the counter in front of you, probation. So he'll come over there with you. Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Lisa A. Wilcox, case number CRB 2174.
Okay, this was a case set for review last week, it looks like, and did you miss that hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, I had it down on the 19th. I apologize,
Okay.
but I have my completed
And
community
you've
service
got
letter.
30 hours community service to do.
Yes,
When are you going to get that done?
it's completed. I have a letter.
Okay, I need to see that. Okay, you want to look at this and see if, I don't know
Yes,
if
Your Honor.
there's something that was approved.
Yeah, I apologize. I was trying to get it to Mr. Cooper yesterday, and then I didn't make it back in time.
I believe it was, Your Honor. We use
Okay.
Chesapeake High School.
All right, I'll mark your case completed then. No further review hearings. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Michael Rowe, case number CRB 234. Michael Rowe. I'll check in, Your Honor.
All right, Michael Rowe. Says he was arrested. Did he post a bond?
He's on the.
He's on the jail list, Your Honor.
Oh, he's in jail. Okay, we'll call him when we get to the jail, and I'll put it aside.
State of Ohio versus Brandy Hines, case number TRC 23-182, TRC 22-2783, A and B.
you got some reports. I just got a text from Brianna Demint about reports, and it says you got them. And you got a report for Alicia Spears too?
No, it's all the same. They just gave me the same paper 3 times.
Yeah, they're the same paper, Your Honor.
So, well, this is kind of confusing because it says you were there but left.
And then I came back.
Okay, against medical advice on May 12th. But it doesn't say you came back, but it kind of implies that you did, so. And then you're going to go to stepping stones after this?
Yes.
Okay.
I left the first time because I had a family emergency that I had to get to.
And I believe Mr. Morford's actually your lawyer.
He is.
He's here, Your Honor.
Okay, let's bring him in because I overlooked that, but this was actually, should be a sentencing rather than an arraignment. Yeah, it might have been a failure to appear previously on the 15th. All right, Mr. Morford, this is Brandy Hines. She has a case that's still pending that you're representing her in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Actually, 2, looks like. One that was, both have been pled guilty and were set for sentencing. She's had missed a hearing, it looks like, May the 8th. I think she left OVP at one point, but she's back now and is compliant. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, she is compliant at this point. She's doing great.
Okay. And when will she be leaving OVP then, approximately? Do you have an idea?
The 14th
Okay.
of June, yes. Sorry, I got my months mixed up.
Well, let's reschedule her for June the 9th, right before she's ready to leave. And we'll make some decisions then about how we're going to get it. So I'll put it on the sentencing docket. June 9th, 10 o'clock. Her warrants withdrawn.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Terry Aldridge, case number CRB 23304, TRC 23544, A and B.
All right, this is, you're Terry Aldridge, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The bailiff's hand you some charges. TRC 23544 alleges May 17th at 6:44 p.m. in Rome Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those things. And that this would be a second offense for you. So the maximum penalty on that is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, and a 1-year license suspension. If the vehicle's titled to you, it's also required to be impounded for 90 days on the second offense. Then you've got a second charge, drug paraphernalia. At the same time, it's alleged you knowingly were in possession of a straw with drug residue. So that's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Again, and there's one more traffic charge. Failure to use a turn signal. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand these charges?
Yes.
Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes, I do.
How do you plead to these?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
I want an appointed lawyer.
Are you working?
No.
I'll appoint Mr. Steyer. I'm entering a not guilty plea for Mr. Aldridge. He can sign a $1,500 signature bond.
Okay, sir. Yep.
Then as far as pretrials go, probably looking June the 9th or after.
Quick look at my calendar real quick, Your Honor. June 12th?
He said the 9th.
He said we're after.
Oh, after, yeah.
Is Monday or Friday better for you? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. June 12th, Your Honor?
That's fine. Next hearing will be June 12th, pretrial at 10 a.m. Not guilty plea is entered.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you are here, you can keep your papers.
Yep.
I'll come out and meet you in a couple minutes.
Okay,
That's what
yep,
it's all
no
about.
problem.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus James C. Thompson, case number CRA 23306, A and B.
I've got James C. Thompson, date of birth April 30th, 77.
Glad to meet you. I'm glad to hear.
Bailiff will send you a copy of the charge. And this must... So Gregory Thompson is here. All right, probably need Mr. Hill to come in on this one. All right, sir, you're James C. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
You have a charge, actually two charges, I think. Yes. 23306, A and B. The A case alleges that on May 15th of this year in Union Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Gregory Thompson, who's a family or household member. Maximum penalty is 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. And it's a felony because it's alleged you've been convicted of domestic violence before. The 306B case number is also domestic violence, and it's the same time and place, but alleges the victim was Rebecca Thompson, also a family or household member, same possible penalty. Do you understand these charges, Mr. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights you have
Yes,
as a
sir.
defendant? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No.
Do you have a job?
No.
No. Do you have any income at all?
No.
Mr. Smith, I'll appoint you to represent Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
And what's the position on bond?
If I could be excused for just a second.
Sure.
Tell me that again. Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I've spoken with the two individuals that are alleged as victims in this matter, and they do not want a protection order, but they do want Mr. Thompson to be assessed for anger management and alcohol counseling. They would be willing to have him back home.
So they all live under the same roof?
Yes. But they want him to, they feel that alcohol played a role in this and anger. And if he'll do that, then we would be in agreement with no protection order, and we would also be in agreement with, at a later date, assessing this situation. Now, what separates this from other domestic violence charges is that this is a felony, and he's been convicted of domestic violence before. So this may not be one that we're ever going to agree just to dismiss the charges, but we certainly could, if he does what he needs to do in counseling and shows improvement, and these people feel that he has improved, then we would be agreeable to talking about doing a misdemeanor.
And I assume this is son and daughter-in-law?
No, that's my son and daughter.
Son and daughter, okay.
Yes.
So they obviously have a big stake in this too. They want their father to do better.
Judge, he's got no problem having an assessment done.
Okay. How does he pay for medical services?
You have a medical card or insurance?
Yes, I got a medical card. Yeah.
Ohio medical card, Judge.
Ohio Medicaid?
Medicaid.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
in Chesapeake,
Molina.
County Road 31, is that Greasy Ridge?
Where,
What's
pardon?
County Road 31?
Big branch.
Big Branch, okay.
Yeah. All
right, Riverside then, it'll be probably the closest place for you to go, and they've got a representative here today. So I'm going to refer you to Mr. Quinn, talk to him, get something lined up. And as long as you're doing that, then you don't have to stay away. Otherwise, I just don't want there to be another incident, so.
Yes, sir.
Let's start taking care of the problem. He does have a bond up, it looks like. So the bond is continued?
I'll pay on my bond. I'll make it.
Yeah, you posted a bond, so I'm going to continue your
Yes.
bond. Come back, you're going to waive time concerning.
Wait time, Judge, I'm here the 12th, 16th, 19th, or 23rd of June.
Yeah, it sounds like, I don't think it was directly stated, that the state's at least open to keeping the case in this court rather than take it to the grand jury.
Yes, Your Honor, and that's really because of the fact that it is a felony. We take it very seriously.
Okay, so let's make it June 12th. That's the next hearing. So, Mr. Thompson, this is probably, it's kind of hard to understand, and it's, but you are charged with a felony.
Yes, sir.
Which means if things go badly for you, you will get indicted by a grand jury, go to the common police court for trial, and if you're convicted, potentially you could go to prison on a felony. This is the misdemeanor court. You have the initial arraignment and preliminary hearing in this court. What the state is saying is, at this point, they're willing to keep it here and not take your case to the grand jury, not get you indicted, not even look at sending you to the common police court, but you're going to have to do the counseling and show good improvement, that sort of thing. They'll never take your case down there, but that's totally up to you.
Yes, sir.
If you mess up, then all bets are off. You'll be out of my, I won't even be the judge on your case anymore because it'll go down to Ironton to the main courthouse. You'll appear in the common police court, and then you have the risk, those judges can send you to prison. I couldn't send you to prison if I wanted to. I can only send you to the county jail.
Yes, sir.
So, not getting a felony conviction is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
It's a big advantage for you. So, you got to do your part, though, to make it work. You understand that? Okay? All right, so next hearing is, it'll be set as a preliminary hearing, but hopefully it's just a review, and if you do well, it'll just stay here, and I'll just keep monitoring what you're doing, that you do well, and then we'll deal with it down the road, probably not as a felony anymore, as it either gets dismissed or reduced to a misdemeanor. That would be the best outcome for you. I think Mr. Smith would concur with that, but you'll need to talk to him more detail about it. June 12th is going to be your next hearing at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus James C. Preston, case number CRB 23305.
sir.
Sir, are you James C. Preston?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Preston, it's alleged that on May 17 of 2023, Fayette Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Portia Anderson. And that Portia is either a member of your family or a member of your household. So you're charged with domestic violence, but it's a misdemeanor variety. So it carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. That's the maximum penalty. Do you understand the charge?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand your rights?
Mm-hmm.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yeah, I'll take a public defender.
Are you working?
Yes.
What do you do?
Heating and air.
On your own, or do you work for somebody else?
I work for somebody else right now.
Who do you work for?
Don Donahue, custom heating and cooling.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yeah.
How much per hour?
25.
How many hours a week?
Anywhere between 50 and 60.
Okay, well, you're probably not going to be eligible for a court-appointed lawyer. How many children do you have?
Have 6 stepkids and 3 of my own.
Okay, because I'm getting your gross annual income is about $65,000 a year. Is that right?
Close to. I just dropped from $800,000 a year to $65,000. So.
Okay, well, I can't appoint a lawyer for you because there's a scale depending on your family size as to who I can appoint counsel for. You make too much money to get court-appointed counsel.
So I just need to get a lawyer myself.
Correct.
Okay.
How much time do you need to do that?
How long are you willing to give me?
3 weeks usually. You need a whole 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the state's? We're going to need the state's position. He has posted a bond, but is there a protection order request to it?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I'm pressing charges, because she shattered the truck windshield and all kinds of other stuff.
Have there been charges filed on the other party?
No, they told me I had to come to court first before I could do all that.
You can make a complaint against the other party too. Okay, I'm going to order that you stay away from her. Who's in the house? Did you all share a house together?
Yeah, I don't live there at all. I moved to West Virginia.
Okay, well, then it shouldn't be a problem for you to stay away from her.
Oh, no, definitely not. I'm not dealing with that craziness anymore.
Well, you can't go around her, you can't call her, you can't text her, you can't post, I don't want you to post stuff on social media about it. I want things to die down. I don't want there to be more incidents. Okay?
I don't need that in my life.
So I'll set 3 weeks out is June the 9th.
Okay.
That's going to be your next hearing, June 9th. You want to write that down?
Yeah.
Put it on your, June 9th at 10 o'clock. It'll be a pre-trial, so you need to be here then unless your lawyer tells you they've made arrangements for a different date.
Okay.
And your bonds continue.
What time was it, June 9th? 9 a.m.?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all. You're free to go.
Good day.
You too. Okay, we're going to go to the jail now by teleconference and do some hearings of some of the defendants that are incarcerated at the jail.
State of Ohio versus Claude Allen at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 23303. Jonathan Edens will be on deck.
Okay, we're waiting for the jail to come online. And this is Raymond. Claude Allen. All right, sir, are you Claude Allen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to start the recording.
Recording has started.
Mr. Allen, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, and this is an arraignment hearing for you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but what you do say is all going on the record and can be used against you if you admit something about your case. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed, to have bail, to make the state of Ohio prove any charges beyond a reasonable doubt. This is called a Rule 4 hearing. It's kind of like an extradition hearing, but it's within the state of Ohio. If you are arrested or found in a county in Ohio with a warrant in another county that does not touch the county that you're in, then you have a right to have a Rule 4 hearing to make sure before you're sent to this other county that you're the right person. So that's what's happening here. It's alleged that there's a warrant for your arrest issued by the Common Pleas Court in Washington County, Ohio. So it says there's an indictment there for you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed, to have a hearing. It wouldn't be whether you did or didn't do what they've indicted you for in Washington County. The whole issue would be, are you the right Claude Allen? Should I order you to go to Washington County on these charges? So,
Yes.
how do you want to proceed? Do you want me to appoint a lawyer or to look to appoint a lawyer for you? Or do you want to agree to go to Washington County?
I'll agree.
Okay. They don't give me a lot of information except to say that you got a warrant. It's from Common Pleas Court in Washington County. Judge Halliday, Common Pleas Court judge, is the one entering. It doesn't, and that it's a felony, but it doesn't tell me what the felony charge is. So.
I know I was supposed to go to rehab yesterday, and this is what's holding me up. Is there any way that I can go to rehab?
Where were you supposed to go to rehab?
I'm not really 100% sure. I know ODP was where I was going to go first. Was going to ODP.
Was that what in Washington County, that's Marietta, right?
Yes.
Okay. So did the court in Marietta order you to go to treatment?
No, Waldo did yesterday.
Oh, okay. So Judge Waldo and our municipal ordered it. But, well, this felony indictment kind of trumps that. So we got to deal with this felony indictment too. So you don't know what you're charged with in Washington County?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Felony 3. All right, if I feel like under Ohio law, I'm required to set a bond for you. I'm going to set it at $25,000. Is that a bond you think you could post?
No. Can I get another one?
No, you cannot. So I'm going to say you can't post bond, and I'm going to start the clock on them running to come pick you up. There's no reason to wait.
Is there any way I can go to treatment until they come get me?
No, because I'm only going to give them a few days to come pick you up.
Okay.
So if you want to go to treatment, you need to discuss that with Judge Halliday when you get to Washington County. Because I'm sure they've got treatment facilities there they can send you to if he thinks it's appropriate. I think, yeah, John says it's a male. So the jailer's listening in. Washington County Sheriff's Office needs to be notified he's available immediately for pickup. So I'm going to order them to pick you up by next Friday at 8 a.m., which is May the 26th. So I'm giving them a week to pick you up. And then if they don't, I'm going to see you, just like I'm seeing you now, on teleconference and try to figure out what went wrong, so you should be gone by next Friday. You should be in Marietta. And if you're still in our jail, there's a problem. And we may need to check with Judge Waldo, making sure his holder and keep. Huh?
I'm just curious about, yeah, Judge Walton, does this court enforce if he has the other thing?
Good question.
Why does our court have to do all extraditions in the court?
I didn't know he did, but maybe, I don't know. It makes no sense since you were in front of Judge Waldo yesterday, he could have handled this at that time. Anyway, it didn't happen, so that's, we're then pick you up by May 26th at 8 a.m. If you're still in our jail, at 10 a.m., I'll see you May 26th on my docket. Maybe they didn't know about the warrant yesterday, but still they could.
Just got up for having Friday nights.
True. So I'm going to send this waiver down. I put an X on it where you have to sign. Let's just say you're agreeing to go to Washington County without a hearing on whether you're the right person. Any questions, Mr. Allen? Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Edens, case number TRC 21-1918. Damian Fox is on deck.
All right, Mr. Edens is here, and Mr. Holt's not, and I think he texted me and said he could not be here today, and asked to be continued to Monday. Check that, make sure I'm not. Yes, he asked to have it changed to May 22nd. So I'll continue Mr. Eden's hearing to May 22nd at 10 o'clock for a pretrial, when his lawyer can be here.
State of Ohio versus Damian Fox, case number CRV 23307, A and B. Michael Rose on deck.
All right, and sir, you are Damian Fox.
Yes, sir.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's set here, yes, sir.
Okay, well, you're clear on this end. You've got a new charge, domestic violence. Actually, two of them, it looks like, A and B. 23307, A and B. These charges were faxed down to the jail this morning at 10:14 a.m. So you should either have them in your hand or they're rolling around the jail there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have them. But can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Whenever I got arrested, like, my neighbor is the one that arrested me, and him and my sister are like kind of cool or whatever, like, and there was no arguing, there was arguing, there was no physical touching, no nothing. And if you don't remember, like 5 years ago, me and my sister were arguing, and I went ahead and took charges, and there was no physical harm to her, just prevention under the and I did 5 years over that. So, basically what I'm saying is, I don't know, I need to repeat it, but I should do it.
Well, I think, listen, you're putting the cart before the horse. Let me go through this process, and you just need to enter a not guilty plea and get a lawyer, sounds like, okay? No, I mean, you've got too many cases here. All right, let's go through the process. 23307A is the first charge. It alleges May the 18th of this year in Fayette Township, by threat of force, you caused Tayshawn Fox, who's a family household member of yours, to believe you were going to cause imminent physical harm to Tayshawn Fox. And it's alleged you've had some prior convictions for domestic violence. Still, this is filed as a misdemeanor. Misdemeanor 1, domestic violence. Maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Now, the B case alleges same time and place, but another person that was the victim, and that's Renee Fox, also a first-degree misdemeanor. So I think you should enter a not guilty plea to that based on what you've told me. And then it's also, you actually had some review hearings today on some older cases. Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you to represent Mr. Fox on everything before the court. So, what's the state's position on bond?
Your Honor, just for clarification, the reason that they're first-degree misdemeanors is because he does have a prior.
They would have been importers otherwise.
Yes, yes. However, we still consider it a very serious situation, and it also appears that he has a parole authority holder.
Oh, so it doesn't matter too much what the bond's going to be.
Right, but we would ask for a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
Well, he did come to court the last time on, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a $5,000 OR bond, but you're still not going to get it out unless you can convince the parole authority to lift their hold. So it's going to be between you and the parole authority, because apparently he's still on parole.
Your Honor, and we've had some input from his family members who are concerned about if the court were to read the allegations in the narrative, that is the affidavit with the charge, there's a concern about mental health and substance abuse.
Ohio parole that has the holder on, Judge?
I'm assuming this is Ohio Parole Authority, correct, Mr. Fox?
Yes, sir.
If-
I am going to, I don't need this, rehab. I'm going to go get I did a check down my social security, I have a mental problem. Everybody doesn't send me to rehab. Rehab is the place I need to go, but I need to take care of my mental before you can just take me to rehab. I'm messed up in my mind. I'm starting to hear things are going on in my mind that I've never told anybody I've been embarrassed for so many years. I'm going to the hospital. I don't need this rehab. I need to go to a mental hospital to get myself together. Because all my life I've been like, oh, drugs is not helping. The rehab helps me. The drugs is not helping. The rehab is not helping. I need mental help before rehab. So that's already talked about, mother. Every first time I say this, I need drugs, it makes my mental work. I'm going to go to my job here. I'm going to go now because that's
Okay, who's your parole officer, Mr. Fox?
his name is Justin.
Is he local? Is he in Lawrence County?
He's in Lawrence County, Your Honor.
He's across from my office, Your Honor.
Why don't we do this? Do you want to try to get a hold of him and see? I mean, I would agree, if they want to agree, that he can go to some sort of dual diagnosis program. But we got to get them on board before we can do anything anyway. So I'm going to let your lawyer call your parole officer and see what their position is on bond and treatment for you, and then we'll recall.
Mr. Fox, let me talk, see if I can reach Justin and what their position is on allowing you to get to the treatment. So I will call you here after I've had a chance to talk to Farrar.
All right, keep him out where he can be talked to on the phone, and then we'll recall after you. Yeah. Here.
State of Ohio versus Michael Rowe, case number CRB 23-4. And Keegan Campbell is on deck.
All right, sir, you're Michael Rowe.
Yeah.
Mr. Rowe, it's alleged you missed a hearing in this court on April the 3rd of this year, and it was a review on a voyeurism charge.
Yeah, I've been, trying to do work, trying to get money up, pay on the bonds and stuff, and then, as you know, last time there was a struggle with, registering still, but when I went to Guy County Jail, I guess they just informed me that they do have a homeless shelter, because, where I last told you I was at Town City, they, the people kind of just told me to leave, so.
Okay.
I worked my way up to the Galapagos, and the people uptown, they told me, like, they said I can't register there, but they said that, you know, I can stay there, and I told them that, you know, I gotta make up some money, I gotta pay my fine, and then it's like, they wouldn't even be nice enough to let me run to you on my probation officer, so, like.
So you are living in, are you living in Galapagos now?
Well, it just depends on what you're saying. I've worked out how homeless you are, because they said stuff that's homework, but if you tell me to stay in here, I'm staying here, man, it's up to you, man.
Well, I mean, once you leave the jail, where were you living before you got arrested?
I was just outside of the den. One of my buddy's houses in town. He had like a little big garage thing, and I stay in the den, and then I stay in the garage, and then it just didn't want him to come to mess, and then.
But is that in Gallia County? Where are you? Because at one time you were Gallia County, then it said you were in Ashland.
No, Ashland's where I was telling you that I had mistress at, and I was going to, me and that mistress ain't no longer. And so I went up to Galapagos, and that's where I've been. So, and then I was just told by one of the sheriffs in the jail there, that there is a homeless shelter out there. So, I mean, it's, you know, I heard you're a nice guy, so if you want to give me one more chance to go try to do these things before you have to put charges on you, I'll be glad, but if you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, I just ordered you to stay away from the complaining party and pay a fine and register is what you were supposed to do. So have you registered anywhere?
That's my thing. I was just told that there is a homeless shelter. So I'm going to try to do it there, and then I'm trying to get a job. See, if you really want me, I know this sounds so wrong, but I was trying to get a job first, get a little bit of money saved up. Yeah, I was going to register, but I know you got a time limit on. So I've been trying to, like, literally, I can't even afford one pair of underwear, man. I mean, it's sad. Like, I literally just got food stamps. Like, one of my buddies contacted my mom, and my mom got me food stamps from where he's at. And she sent a card down to the PO, one of my buddies' PO box. And I'm just now got food stamps. Like,
Where's your mother
I
live?
only got 50. My mom's the one I was telling you that has a little bit of a drug issue up in Plum. The one that was supposed to be giving me the address and using my social. She lied. But, anyways, I was told that, you know, I was able to get my food stamps. Like, right now, I usually got 50 cents in my name. Like, in my property back there, I literally got 50 cents. And that's what I'm saying. I just started to get to get money to pay on the fine.
How did you get arrested? Were you arrested in Galapagos?
Yeah, what it was is I was, this one dude was giving me a ride to the store, the Speedway, around 11 o'clock, and there were two deputies on site, and my buddy had tinted windows, big rims and stuff, and you know, that's probably the cause right there, for the one going was like, oh, man, I remember I might have to do it. And they sit there and they got their guns and they got me out of the car. And I was like, hey, y'all are Christian. I ain't trying to run or nothing. They act like I was criminal or something.
Well, when you don't come to court for your hearing, then you get a warrant, so. So I'm gonna give you a new date, and you gotta get this stuff done. You gotta get registered, pay your fine, and stay away from the complaining party. That's all the things you've gotta do. Okay, so June 20th is gonna be your next hearing date. Yes.
Are you giving me the alarm?
And I'm just letting you out.
The last time I spoke to him, I advised him that he had to register with Gaines County
Okay.
before his next hearing.
Okay, you need to register in Gallia County if that's where you're gonna live. Okay, June 20th is your next hearing. If you don't show up, you get a warrant. We'll keep doing this.
Okay, so am I warning?
No, you're just released till June 20th. You gotta be back June 20th.
Alright.
Time served for contempt for not coming.
State of Ohio versus Keegan Campbell, case number CRA 23308, CRB 23309A and B, CRA 23310. Thelma Walters is on deck.
All right, ma'am, you're Keegan Campbell. Sorry, you're not a female, but the hair threw me off, so you're a male. Okay, so you've got charges that were faxed to the jail at 10:49. Have you received the charges? Okay, 23308 case number is assault on a police officer. It alleges that on May the 19th in Rome Township, you recklessly caused serious physical harm to Deputy Atkins. And that Deputy Atkins is a peace officer. That makes it a felony of the 4th degree. Maximum penalty is 18 months in jail, $5,000 fine. Case number 23310 is felonious assault on a peace officer. It alleges May the 19th, Rome Township, you knowingly caused serious physical harm to Deputy M. Atkins. That's a 1st degree felony, maximum penalty 10 years in jail and a $20,000 fine. 23309. Obstructing official business alleges May 19th you interfered, delayed, or hindered a public official in performance of their duties. That's a 2nd degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 90 days in jail, $750 fine. 309B alleges that on May 19th, 2023, by threat of force, you caused Leslie Campbell to believe you would cause imminent physical harm to Leslie Campbell, and that Leslie Campbell is a member of your family or household. So that's a 4th degree misdemeanor domestic violence charge. Do you understand these charges? So you got 4 charges.
Yes.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? Have you been working?
I have not talked to a lawyer yet.
Have you been working? Do you have a job?
Oh, working, so apologies. Yeah, I work at the Parkersville Hall.
You work where?
The Parkersville Hall.
Okay. Paid by the hour?
Yeah.
How much per hour?
About 15.
How many hours a week?
Recently, I've been about 2 or 3 days, so about 18 to 20 hours a week.
All right, I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. Need Mr. Steyer to come in the courtroom, please. Your lawyer is here in court today, so we'll get him in. Mr. Steyer, this is Keegan Campbell. Has felony, most serious charges is felonious assault on a police officer.
Okay.
There's domestic violence mixed in there, that's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Got a Crown City, Ohio address, is that correct? What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Campbell?
Your Honor, the state will request a $75,000 cash surety bond.
Is there a bond you believe you could make?
Me, sir?
Yes, is there a bond you believe you could make?
If it was not incredibly high, I believe so.
Is there a number you believe you could come up with?
I believe so, maybe around 1,000 max, but
Would you consider 10,000 cash surety?
No.
In that case, Your Honor, probably need to set the, you know, when he came into custody?
Just happened today. Happened today.
Then then it's gotta be the 22nd or the 26th, it looks like. Because the 29th is Memorial Day. I'm not sure if that shifts the calendar or not. And I'm available both court dates.
Well, let's make it the 26th. Well, I'm going to divide the baby in half. I'll set the bond at 25,000 cash or surety. I think that's, Mr. Sowards would go to the end of the earth for $25,000.
Yes.
And we're going to request a protection order as well, Your Honor.
All right, I'm ordering, if you make bond, I'm setting it at 25,000. You can use a bail bondsman. If you make bond, you have to stay away from the complaining party. You don't go around them, contact them, any of them, on the domestic violence or the police officer. And let's see who that. Leslie Campbell.
yes.
That's, please don't.
Any problem with staying away from her? Do you live together or?
Yeah, I live together and we're actually recently, we're having to move all the way down to Tennessee.
Would you be able to stay somewhere else if you got out of jail?
I might be able to stay with my dad, but he doesn't really have his own place currently. So not really.
Well, you may just wait then until the next hearing. Because there's gonna be a protective order saying you gotta stay away from the alleged victim. So if you don't have somewhere else to go, you need to stay in, you just wait until we come back to court next Friday.
Okay, would I be able to contact my father to see if I would be able to stay there?
Certainly could do that. I mean, whatever the jail lets you call people, I mean, that'd be fine. I'll contact you in a little bit and talk to you further.
Okay.
So the next hearing is going to be May 26th. And that'll be a preliminary hearing and pre-trials at 10 a.m. 25,000 cash or surety with protection order.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Thelma Walters, case number CRA 23283, A and B.
This is Mr. Steyer's case set for preliminary hearing today.
It's set for preliminary hearing, Your Honor. However, I spoke to Ms. Walters and Mr. Heald earlier, and Ms. Walters is willing to waive her right to preliminary hearing in exchange for a reduction of bond to $25,000 cash or surety, and I believe Mr. Heald is agreeable to that.
We are agreeable with that, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Walters, I'm reducing your bond from $50,000 to $25,000 cash or surety. And then is there a waiver?
And we would waive preliminary hearing in exchange for that, Your Honor.
Do you agree with that, Ms. Walters?
Yeah.
Okay. So your case is going to be bound over to the grand jury. Then trying to explain what she needs to do after that is kind of complicated.
Well,
stay in touch with you?
yes, you'll need to contact me. We have not met in person, so I guess you don't really have my phone number. I'll ask the jailers to write my number down and give it to you. Contact me, especially if you find out you've been indicted. Now, there's only about a 50-50 chance that I'll be your attorney at the next level. If I am your attorney, we'll talk, I'll make arrangements, but the problem is if I'm not your attorney, they're not going to tell me when you get indicted, which means you have to keep track of that. Okay? And I'll call over to the jail and ask them to give you my telephone number.
And there used to be a website where you could go to track that, but the last few times I tried to get on, you can't get information on it.
They've updated the website and you've got to use the new.
Okay.
If you just delete your link that you're using and just go to the start page again, it'll put you to the new version.
Okay.
But if you've been going to it before, so it's stored on your computer, it'll go to the old version, won't work.
Okay,
it was
man,
like that for about a week
all
before I
very
figured out how it
confusing, but
worked.
You need to keep track of whether you get indicted and try to show up on your own to keep your bond. And that'll be in Ironton at the Common Police Court.
Okay.
Okay.
And so a waiver will have to be sent down to the jail.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Damian Fox. Your Honor, he's going to be just a little while before Mr. Walker is ready for that. He's the last one.
Okay.
We've got a couple of things to do here.
Your Honor, he's on the phone.
Okay, so that's fine. Just leave him there and we'll recall you when we're ready for him. It's going to be a while though, so you can kind of sign off for now. We'll call you when we're ready for him. Thanks.
State of Ohio versus Taylor Bryan, case number CRB 23112, CRB 20112. Taylor Bryan.
Okay, go to the end.
State of Ohio versus recalls Robert Reynolds, case number TRC 2510A, A, B, and C, TRD 192340, CRD 19599.
Robert Reynolds.
Good evening. Sorry I was late, Your Honor. I was at a
All right, so
graduation.
you're set for a review hearing today?
Yes, sir. I do have my letter of completion from my OBI school. The only thing I'm trying to knock out for you guys is these fines.
All right, I think that was the last one they did, so.
Yeah, I got
take a copy
fortunate.
of that, put it in the file, and do you have a payment on your funds today?
No, I haven't even made it to work yet.
So that's a no?
No, sir.
Okay. June 20th is your next hearing. Get these completed, and you can quit coming to these hearings.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Now, run, I'll get back to you.
State of Ohio versus Chadwick Coyle, case number CRA 23255. Your Honor, he has reported to Ross County.
All right, so this was a case where defendant had a Rule 4, he had to go to Ross County on a warrant, and he has done so, so the case here is dismissed.
State of Ohio versus Russell A. Daniels for a pretrial, case number TRC 23501.
Mr. McCown's case set for pretrial.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, after speaking with my client, Mr. Hield, we're going to be filing a motion for suppression in this matter. Mr. Hield requested that it be set for a pretrial upon the filing of that, so I would ask for a pretrial date of June 16th, if that's acceptable to the court.
And the motion will be filed before then?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we have a pretrial motion, 10 o'clock, June 16th.
State of Ohio versus Samuel Tyree, case number CRB 23254.
Mr. McCown's case set for pretrial.
Your Honor, please the court, it's my understanding that the state is going to enter a motion for a nollie with the right to refile. As part of that agreement, Mr. Tyree has agreed to seek anger management counseling.
So, Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to speak with Cassidy Tyree, who is the former spouse of Samuel Tyree, and they were cohabiting in the marital home there, and they've got some issues that they need to try to work out with respect to that issue, but we're not before the court on that. In the midst of all that, they've had some domestic issues that have arisen. Ms. Tyree is concerned about Mr. Tyree acknowledging and doing something positive about his anger issues that she believes he has. And so apparently he's agreed to do that. But there are some other issues. First of all, she does not want a protection order anymore. Second of all, we're told that Mr. Tyree has the opportunity to have a job, that they've done a background check and seen this charge pending, and they won't hire him unless it is dismissed, and Ms. Tyree doesn't want him to miss that opportunity. They have children together. So what we would propose and what we're willing to do is to nollie the charge with the understanding that not only, there have to be no further domestic violence problems between the parties, but also Mr. Tyree would need to complete anger management counseling in a reasonable amount of time and present proof of that, and we won't refile the case. So I believe at this point that Ms. Tyree would agree to all of that.
All right, and you're Cassidy Tyree? Yes. Do you agree with what Mr. Hill has said to the court?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to add, or? Okay. Well, once it's dismissed, it could be refiled, but it seems like it's hard to get things refiled, but it's possible. Or if there's a new incident, that could lead to a separate new charge. All right, Mr. McCown, you're in agreement with what Mr. Hill was representing?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we also, Your Honor, want him, as part of this agreement, he's going to do the anger management counseling.
Okay.
And that will determine also whether we would refile the case or not.
Well, I'm not going to be looking over that.
Certainly, Your Honor.
He's kind of on a trust mission there. We're going to trust him to get that done. But if another incident occurs, then obviously that we're going to look back at that to see if it did occur or not. Well, since you have children together, you're not going to be together, but you are going to be together in the sense that you've got these kids, and that's going to bind you for the rest of your life. So you have to learn how to get along for their benefit. So the better you can do that, the less effective they will be by the split up of the two. Make things as normal as possible as you can for your kids. You can both agree with that, right? Okay, so work on that, and then the case here will be dismissed with the right to be refiled in the future if there's indications that that needs to happen. Be knowledge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Damian Fox at the Lawrence County Jail. Damian Fox at the Lawrence County Jail.
All right, Mr. Morford is counsel for Mr. Fox, and you've been making some phone calls.
Yes, Your Honor, the adult parole officer is not in today. No officers are in today. I did have one of my assistants leave a message over there to call me as soon as they can. I've spoken briefly with Mr. Fox on the telephone, and he's indicated a desire to me that he wants to get into mental health treatment.
I think that was made clear on the record previously, but as long as he's going to be in for at least a weekend because there's nobody to lift the holder. So, you want to put it on the docket for Monday? See if
Please,
you can
Judge.
talk to somebody Monday?
I'll be going to my office after we finish here, and if one of them comes in, I will know as soon as they get there, Judge, and I'll try to get the holder lifted this afternoon. Mr. Fox, I'm not making promises. I don't know their schedules, but their office is right across from mine, and if they come in, I will get done what you've asked me to get done as soon as possible.
I have his cell phone.
Yes, sir.
I have Justin's cell phone number.
Okay. Do you want to try that?
Sure.
I'd rather have some input rather than just leave it hanging. All right, so I don't think we need to bring Mr. Fox in. He's agreeable to go into treatment. We'll see if that can happen. But before that can happen, adult parole is going to have to agree. So, all right, that terminates us at the jail. Otherwise, if nothing happens on it, we'll be back here Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, sir. You're sir.
Good. Yes, sir.
I still got a Anthony Walker and a Brenda Hall.
Anthony Walker and Brenda.
Brenda Hall, I was informed by the prosecutor's office that she's for Lawrence County Municipal Court. I mean, for Ironton Municipal Court. And
I'll check with her.
I don't know who the other person is.
Anthony Walker, is he arraigned?
He's set for a pretrial today, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if you can get him up, we'll try to find that file and deal with it. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
State of Ohio versus Jose Umana, case number TRC 23460A and B.
All right, this is Mr. McCown's case, set for pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I've discussed this matter with Mr. Heald. After reviewing the video in this, and Mr. Heald would like an opportunity to review it. He's requested that I file a motion to suppress in this matter, so we'd ask that it be set for a pretrial on that motion again on the 16th.
All right, same as the other case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, June 16 for a pretrial on motion at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Do we need any kind of services at that available?
I don't believe we will that day, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christopher J. Blevins, case number CRB 2286. Christopher Blevins.
This is Mr. Stratton's case.
He's calling the jail.
I'm here, Your Honor. Sorry. The jail list this morning from the jail didn't have Mr. Walker on there, so I thought he was out. So I'm going to call the jail after we get done here.
Sir. All right, this is set for pretrial with Mr. Doyle.
Your Honor, this case was one we had for the court on Monday, and Mr. Blevins appeared by Blue Jeans even though he was in Burlington or something. And
Okay, I remember I asked him to be here today.
Yes, Your Honor. He was at work is what he was.
All right, well, one thing I want him to do is get a urine screen. So let's do that, and then we'll come back and see where we are. Is he agreeable to that, or?
Your Honor, it will be dirty. It'll be dirty.
Okay. Well, let's do it anyway, because sometimes people don't fess up to what it's gonna be dirty for, so I'd like to know what it's gonna be dirty for. So let's go do it.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Smith, case number CRB 22741, A and B.
She put, still
Yes.
I am putting in the whole group.
It's still not a good report, and I told him he needed a better report this time.
Yes, sir. I was working on it. I was making progress. I just didn't have enough time yet, was all. But I am putting in the work.
It looks like THC should be out of the system next time we're here, because it says it dropped drastically.
Yes, sir.
It dropped majorly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll try it again.
Thank you, sir.
June
Appreciate it.
20th. Is the next hearing. Expect improvement then. June 20th is the next hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
State of Ohio versus Ashley D. Atkins, case number CRB 23169. Ashley Atkins. Did not check in, Your Honor.
This is Roger Smith's case.
It is, Judge. I've had no contact since the arraignment with her. I would ask if for warrant issues, it'd be held 7 days, and I'll try to find her.
Okay. Warrant will issue in 7 days.
State of Ohio versus Mason the Priest, case number CRB 21189, CRB 21221.
Mr. Steyer's case.
Madam President.
Yes. Sounds like there's still a lot of stuff to work on.
Yes, sir.
Are we making any progress on it?
He's making some progress. It's, there's some barriers. He has autism, and it's a barrier.
How do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, we're making progress. I feel like we should continue on and see if we can't make a little more progress.
State agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, June 20th will be the next hearing.
Your Honor, if I may, let me look at my calendar. I think that might be when I'm going to be gone. Yes, I'll be gone June 20th. If we could go the 16th or the 30th.
Let's make it June 30th.
Thank you.
June 30th will be the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Brandon Miller, case number CRB 23110, CRC 23184.
Fires case, pretrial.
What is this?
Exactly 90 days. Well, not exactly 90 days, 19th of May, half of February.
Okay. Corinthia Crawford, is she here by any chance?
No.
Your Honor, we're here for jail report on the OVI, and then we have a pretrial in the remaining criminal matter, which spoke with Mr. Hield about.
The other matter is an assault charge originating on February the 19th. And at that time and throughout this, the alleged victim did not want us to seek a conviction. We have done a 90-day continuance, and there have been no further problems that have been reported to us. So we would be willing to go ahead and dismiss that today. He was already ordered to pay court costs in the OVI, so we would do the dismissal without the payment of court costs.
All right, so 23-110 is dismissed. We'll need Mr. Major in the courtroom. We'll escort Mr. Miller into custody. He's got a 3-day jail sentence to serve on the OVI conviction. And then the next review hearing. July.
Sorry, July the 19th is currently set as a review, and no one will change that. Professional.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
So it said
Remind yourself.
it's on a Wednesday. July 19th.
At 9 o'clock. Now, if you get everything done before then, you want to come to that.
All right, he's serving a 3-day jail sentence on an OVI conviction.
Okay, today?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you have your other belongings?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, I thought you said you had some bags or something. Okay.
All
Okay,
right,
good.
this way.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Olivia J. O'Brien, case number CRB 23247, CRB 22570, and Anthony Walker of the Lawrence County Jail is on deck.
You know, it's early. Just run that up to them. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
We were here a little bit ago, had some difficulty getting a report from OVP.
Okay.
And some security report, how he don't see earlier in the week.
Well, we just issued in 2016. Is Mariah Hudson here? Well, we didn't have time.
Okay, it's a good report.
We haven't had a chance to talk to the victim. We tried to well, listen, we subpoenaed her on May the 16th. Yeah, for today. Oh, okay. We didn't really have enough time. But also, I'm glad she's in treatment. I mean, that can go a long way. I can always refile it, or we can continue it. Oh, I know, but I want her to get her treatment. She's never going to stop treating. I see. We're never in complete treatment with her. She's going to continue anyway then? Yeah. She's next. Okay. Is there protection? There is protection. Okay, so that one more time? Yeah. We're not anywhere close to being out of time.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Dead on now. Your Honor, we had initially intended, discussed on this matter that this one, that 22-570 would be dismissed if we had another positive report, which I think we have here today. Another charge has arisen in the meantime. I think the state's having difficulty locating their witness, but they've indicated they'd like to have one more hearing to have one more opportunity to try to locate the witness. So we're agreeable to that. I don't know if the state wants to go ahead and nollie 22-570 this time and just continue the other.
All right, so the treatment's been going on in that case?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That one's been going on for about a year now.
Yeah. So she got another good report.
Now, 8 months.
From OVP. This case is a endangering children case, and I think she's continued on. She's had some times when they needed a better report, but at this point in time, the children are back with her?
He never left.
Oh, he never left, that's right, okay. So we're willing to go ahead and nollie that charge upon the payment of court costs. On the more recent charge, we actually tried to subpoena the alleged victim, but we only were able to issue the subpoena 3 days ago, so she's not here today, but she probably wasn't served. We have time on that one. We would like to be able to get an update from the alleged victim on the circumstances and things of that nature. We've made phone calls to try to reach her, but we feel as if we need to have more time to try to reach her. We're going to try to issue a subpoena for her again. There's 90 days on the speedy trial, and the case was just filed, or she was before the court on April the 24th, so we do have some time there.
Okay, so on 22-570, the state's moving to nollie that with or without cost?
With costs.
You pay the court costs would be like about $135. Okay.
She can do that.
Can you do that today, do you think?
2 weeks.
Maybe just let that pend while we deal with the other then. And Your Honor, you had mentioned earlier you wanted to come back after the 9th, so, and due to her work schedule, the Fridays are better than Mondays. So I would ask for the 16th of June if that day would work.
That's fine. Okay, so both cases are continued to June 16th. The 22 case I'll dismiss if she pays the court costs on.
So you can pay them online with a credit card, but there's a fee, or you can come in here and pay cash.
If I pay it before, then that won't be dismissed.
Yeah, well, it'll at least be dismissed that day.
Okay.
But you still have to be here that day anyway, so I guess. All right, thank you.
The State of Ohio calls Anthony Walker, Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 23289.
Mr. Stratton's case.
Your Honor, apologize for that. Confusion on that. Joe hadn't given a correct list on who was in jail at that time to the bailiff. Mr. Walker has been in 6 days. There was arraignment on Monday on this case. I believe the prosecution's going to recommend just the time he served. So at this time, we'll plead guilty to the charge and ask that he'll be given credit for 6 days served. This is the only thing holding him in jail.
And that was a little bit of an unusual thing because normally on a misdemeanor theft, they don't hold him in jail. We assumed that there had to be some other reason that he was in jail. But nonetheless, if he pleads guilty, our recommendation would be that the 6 days in jail should suffice.
All right, Mr. Walker, could you hear what your attorney and the prosecutor said? Do you agree with what your attorneys represented to the court?
Yes, I agree with my attorney.
Anything else you want to say? Okay, I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I'll impose a fine of $100, order the court costs be paid, sentence you to 6 days in jail, set a 2 years of level 5 probation with a review on December 29th to pay your fines. If you haven't paid it by December 29th, you have to appear for a review hearing at 9 a.m. that day. If you pay them off, you don't have to appear. Fine and court costs. So you'll get out of jail today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that finishes us at the jail.
State of Ohio versus Michael W. Smith, case number PRC 222716.
Mr. Steyer's case, pre-trial.
Your Honor, this matter was one we had continued to allow Mr. Smith to attend the OVI school. He did so through Spectrum, but I don't know if Spectrum sent anything to the court or is sending anything to the court at this point.
They did.
Okay, good. Just talking about that. I was hoping that had been taken care of. Give me just a second, speak to Mr. Hill, please.
Your Honor, previously, when this case was before the court, we indicated to the court that we felt that there were some significant evidentiary challenges that the state would have to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And we agreed at that time that if he were to complete the school, the 3-day driving school, we would agree to a reduction to a reckless operation.
So we're agreeable to that. He did a guilty plea if the court made that amendment.
All right, do you agree with that, Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
You can make a statement if you want to. You're not required. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, sir.
All right, I'll accept the guilty plea to the amended charge of reckless operation. I'll impose a $150 fine and court costs. Do you need time to pay that, sir?
There's a B and C charge as well.
Okay, what are those?
No motorcycle endorsement.
No motorcycle endorsement and
No control. No prevention.
oh, well, that's probably the most serious thing for him.
Where's your license?
We have
Where's your license at all?
proof of insurance.
Ohio.
You have an Ohio license? Did you, let me make sure I never got that in this. I've got his file with me here. Did you have insurance that day?
Yes.
Do you have proof of that with you by any chance?
Not with me, but I can get it.
How quickly can you get it?
I can try to have it in the next few minutes. So, 100% sure.
Your Honor, if we can have this recalled, he may be able to get electronic. You should be like pulling up on your phone or something.
No, I have to call and get it sent.
Okay, he may be able to call and get his proof of insurance sent. I think that'd be worth waiting around a few minutes for if we could.
Okay, we'll recall it.
Just
We
hang
want to
tight.
finish the sentencing today.
I've got one more
until we
person
see
to
if we
talk
can
to.
get his insurance.
I'll talk to you, okay? Just wait for me in the lobby.
State of Ohio versus William Walden, case number CRB 23149.
Mr. Steyer's case, pre-trial.
All right, Your Honor, this is a Walmart case. We've discussed the matter. Mr. Heald has offered, and we are agreeable to make a joint recommendation of 10 days in jail suspended, $100 fine, 30 hours community service, 2 years probation, and an order to stay out of Walmart. If the court were, well, that's what we're going to make a joint recommendation, and Mr. Walden's willing to enter a guilty plea at this time.
Is that correct, Mr. Walden?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any statement you want to make? I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll impose what was recommended. $100 fine on cost, 10 days in jail suspended on the condition you do 5 days community service, 2 years of probation, order to stay out of Walmart, and have a review hearing here December 29th, 23 at 9 a.m. Finish it up before then, you don't have to come to the review hearing. You're to go meet with Mr. Major in the probation office to the left as you leave the courtroom.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jerry Morrison, case number CRB 23-233. Jerry Morris case.
Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial.
Judge, I think the state may have a motion on this.
We've had no contact with the alleged victim. If she does come forward, then we would be willing to pursue the charge, or at least look at the charge again, but at this point, we need to nollate the charge without prejudice.
All right, it'll be nollie due to non-cooperation of the complaint party.
Good luck. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Alicia Spears, case number CRA 23-250A and B, CRB 23-251. Alicia Spears.
All right, Alicia Spears is the OVP.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
Yes. Everything but the theft.
So she's at treatment, she has an ankle monitor, she has a case that's been, I assume, going to be presented to the grand jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
So just continue to monitor her. She's projected to finish up at OVP the 16th.
Yes, Your Honor. And we're still currently working on her aftercare plan. There's nothing set in stone yet because she's so early in the program, but
Okay.
we'll report that when we get it set up.
Want to come back on the 12th or the 16th of June?
Either day, Judge.
16th? June 16th for pretrial.
I'm good then.
State of Ohio versus Corey Thomas, case number CRB 23-219.
This is Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial.
he's got an opportunity to work on barge. So he wants to find somebody closer. He's running from the hospital. We're just kind of waiting for this to end.
Judge, he's still at Valley Health in Jackson. I don't have a report for you.
We're just trying to get this over with so we can.
He is.
That's different than the Valley Health and the Better Press. It's not the same organization.
We'll have to find somebody right now with that type of schedule.
Well,
He is getting ready to go to work on the barges, Your Honor.
I was gonna get a doctor closer to work around my work schedule.
Who are you gonna be working for?
Ingram Barge is the company I'm gonna try first. No, it's actually my first time as a deckhand.
so, Your Honor, Mr. Thomas is here, and he's the alleged victim. It's Corey's father, and he says that Corey has an opportunity to have a job on the barge, 30 days on and 30 days off, and he feels that that occupation will be better for him than counseling would be. So I don't know, hopefully he's right about that. He probably knows his son, obviously, way more than we do. And he feels that it's time to dismiss the charges. You know, this is a father and son thing, and I know that his father cares about his son's well-being, and it is an M4 domestic violence, so it's more of an outburst of the verbal kind as opposed to physical. So we would be willing to go ahead and dismiss the charges today just because his father thinks it's the best thing. We'd ask for the payment of court costs.
Mr. Morford,
We're in agreement with that.
can you pay the cost today?
Yes.
All right, be dismissed on payment of costs. See the clerk.
Good job.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Damian Fox for the benefit of Mr. Morford, case number CRB 23307A.
Find out anything with the paroles?
Not yet, Judge. Taylor had Justin's cell phone, and I called and left a message on his cell phone.
Okay.
And I'm
I'm
not
just going to keep
heard anything
it
back.
on the docket for Monday, May 22nd, 10 o'clock for pre-trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Rebecca Cooper, case number CRA 23257. She has a report from the county for state recall.
All right. Rebecca Cooper was to report in Pike County, which she has done, so the case here will be dismissed.
State of Ohio versus April M. Conley, case number CRB 2323.
How's it going?
Set for pre-trial today. Ms. Conley, you don't have a lawyer.
No, objection.
I had it down as a 90-day.
And she was to attend counseling at Huntington Behavioral? Are you still there? You... Your Honor, I've spoken with Taylor Workman, the spouse, are you all married?
Yes.
Of April Conley, and when they first came before the court, it was apparent, at least to me, and I think they agreed, that they could use some counseling. Both of them have been going. They had alcohol issues and relationship issues, and it's reported to me by Mr. Workman that it's changed their relationship for the better, and that they're both doing a whole lot better, and that he feels at this point that continuing with this case before the court actually hinders things more than it helps at this point. And so, that being said, we're willing to take his assessment of that and agree to a dismissal upon the payment of court costs.
Is that something you agree with, Ms. Conley?
Yes, sir.
Can you pay the cost today?
Yes, sir.
See the clerk pay the cost and it'll be dismissed.
Thank you.
Clerk is to the right as you leave the court.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Christopher J. Blevins, case number CRB 2286 and others.
Have you seen the results?
Yeah.
Can you just go back inpatient?
You ask him.
What happened was, after being clean 8 months, my aunt, who raised me with my grandparents, she passed away. And me and my cousin started drinking early in the day, and started using different drugs. And I knew what I was doing was throwing away the 8 months of work I put in. Like, I knew that. And everything that I've worked for, like the house that I just got, I just signed a year lease. The long hours that they're allowing me to work at Delta Hotel, like, I know what I did was wrong. I want to request that I can be allowed to something so that I can still work and pay my rent. I don't want to lose what I've worked so hard for.
He does have a full-time job, Your Honor. He also has a place of his own.
I don't know how he can do a full-time job testing for the things we tested for.
It was one time.
Huh?
It was the one time. 4 days.
Does your employer know that you're got this kind of screen?
No, sir. It was, I know I made a mistake, but I'm not continuing using it.
Well, this was today. This isn't like this is 2 weeks ago, a month ago.
This just happened.
This is just now. And I suspect it was Monday too, because you're in Burlington, but you're appearing on the teleconference because you don't want to come in and have to give a screen.
I know. It's, have you seen the screen? Oh, you have. Okay. I think that wherever side's going to have to come to his. He wants to stay.
So are you doing something online, or what is your work? 'Cause you said you were working from home.
I work at the Delta Hotel. No, I don't work from home.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, told me you were working on Monday when we had that hearing and you were on teleconference.
Oh, what I said was I just moved into a new home.
Your Honor, we did have a bad connection on Monday. If you recall, he was,
I was at work.
it was freezing during his time on there, so.
What do you do at the Delta Hotel? That's the Holiday Inn?
Yes,
or-
sir. I work night laundry. I work 10:30 to 6:30 every night, 6 days a week, and drive the shuttle to pick up people from the airport. We have contract.
Really?
Yes.
How's that possible?
I didn't.
Okay,
This-
all right, well, you can't do that.
Yeah, I know that. But that's only usually once a week.
I don't care. Once in a million years with what you're testing for, you shouldn't be doing it at all, ever.
I agree. I didn't use the coping skills that I've learned over the last 8 months.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to know something, and that is about Monday. And I got the impression that, because I know that the signal was kind of messed up on Monday, I wasn't sure if he was saying that he was at home in Burlington when he was on the screen, or whether he was at work. But I kind of suspected that maybe he was at work. But I want to know, I mean, on Monday, was that an excuse not to come to court because he was going to test positive? Or has this test, has the drugs that he took come since Monday? I mean, I understand the court's suspicion, and I likewise agree that he shouldn't be driving a shuttle if he's going to be tested positive like that. But I'd also like to know when it was that he used the drugs, when the relapse happened.
The relapse happened Sunday. I haven't driven the shuttle in probably 2 weeks, but I absolutely did use teleconference so I wouldn't have to come in and scream. Yes, sir.
That's a good, honest answer.
I don't see any way you can deal with this without being inpatient. Been at Riverside, he's been at Regal, he's been at OVP. You're at OVP outpatient where you were non-compliant there.
Did you ever do inpatient with TCC, which I know in the file in February of 2022, she was to be released?
He did detox with TCC.
He'd had a felony possession in March of 2021. Well, if you were, I don't know that, where you could go outpatient. Does anybody thinks he can go outpatient and be successful? Any facilities saying, oh yeah, we can work with him and make him successful? Tested for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things.
I won't let anyone down.
I don't see anybody jumping up and down saying, yeah, we'll take him.
Not with that much. I can't recommend any other outpatient.
And therapeutically and ethically, he's probably an ASIN 3.5 automatically.
Yeah, instantly.
I'm surprised you're in the shape you are today with not needing to go to detox.
Bree told me, I told Bree what happened, and she said that OVP outpatient would transport me to and from as needed.
To and from?
I told her about my relapse, and she said that if I needed to go there, that I could.
For detox?
No, for outpatient. If it would be possible, so I wouldn't lose my job in the house. Anyone that could, I would not let them down.
I don't think your employer probably would want you if they knew what you were testing for, would they?
I agree, sir.
Is she still here? Bree?
Pretty much, she's not there.
Okay.
No, she's not.
Well, let's do this. I've texted her. We'll put you off to the end. You can go talk to some of the providers and see if you can get some of them to agree to take you outpatient. I'm very skeptical that that's going to work for you. And I've texted her and I want her input, OVP, since they can work with you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we'll recall it later in the docket.
State of Ohio recalls Michael W. Smith, case number TRC 222716.
Your Honor, Mr. Smith didn't own the vehicle in question, so he doesn't have the insurance. He's gotten me a copy of a proof of insurance that's current but not for that time, but believes that given time, his friend who owns the vehicle could get the proof of insurance. So what I'd like to do is ask for the sentencing to be set at a later date, come back for sentencing, and then he can present the, because he doesn't think he can get it by the close of business.
Okay, when do you want to come back?
Look at my calendar here. Stick with the 16th, if that'll work, Your Honor?
June 16th.
So write that down. And just call me, text me if you have trouble finding out what you need to get, but June 16th, 10 o'clock. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Preliminary hearings.
Okay, preliminary hearings.
State of Ohio versus Keon Gage, case number CRA 23-238, CRA 22-537.
It's Mr. Morford's case.
Good morning, Judge.
Well, afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing? How you doing? I'm good.
This is a video from Walmart. You want to come in my office and watch this before you?
No, that's fine. I mean, did you drop it to me?
What they're going to do is 30 days, 27 suspended, do 3 days in jail. They dismissed the 22 case. They're getting felony and dropping that to a misdemeanor.
And then you said, what about 3 days?
3 days in jail. Yeah. They would recommend a sentence of 30 days in jail with 27 suspended. You would spend 3 days and have 27 over your head while you're on probation. Do you need to discuss this?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out, like, I mean, when would it start? Why would you on probation? When do I do jail time?
Judge,
You want this recalled?
please.
Case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Austin T. Hawthorne, case number CRA 2357, CRA 2843, CRC 191305, CRB 19393.
Appearance by telephone. Mr. Hawthorne, are you still at TTC?
Yes, sir, I'm in transition now.
Okay. How long is that going to last?
I can stay in transition for as long as I need to, up to 2 years.
Where is that located? Is that in Portsmouth?
Yes, sir.
Are you working?
I'm not currently a full-time student.
Where are you going to school?
Texas University is online, I'm playing the transfer to Shawnee this term.
and you get us a report, do you have counseling with Counseling Center now at all?
Yes, sir, I'm still transitional, they should have sent a report.
Okay, I don't have one. We kind of lost, I don't know, is Andy Davis still with them, or no? Okay.
I don't know, Judge.
All right, we need to get a report. Reschedule a month out,
Please.
June 20th. Next hearing is going to be June 20th, which is a Tuesday.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Hudson.
Judge,
Yes.
can we go back? I can't do the 20th.
He's still on there.
Okay, well, let's deal with it after.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Hudson, case number CRA 23256. Did not check it.
Matthew Hudson's, Mr. Morford's case, set for preliminary hearing. He was supposed to go to West Virginia, see out of jail.
That's what I thought we were doing today. CMP has been,
Okay, we'll check on that, see if he's on the jail list.
State of Ohio versus James W. Watts, case number CRA 23267.
Mr. Morford's case, preliminary hearing.
Madam Treasurer.
Yes.
thank you, sir. Who you doing?
Okay, sounds like he's compliant, but has things still to work on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because my note was you were available all of June. Is there dates you're not available in June?
Judge, that was the last one, Judge. I had a motion set in juvenile court.
Okay. Let's make it the 23rd then, June 23rd.
I'm free then, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Brian W. Webb, case number CRA 2832, PRD 2761, PRD 2015-55, PRD 2135-14, A and B.
We're doing Brian.
And Mr. Webb.
Yes, sir.
As and a family medical. So I think he should do a screen today. Let's do a screen. Go from there.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Calico, case number CRA 21853, PRD 151768.
This. Judge, who do you have on this case? Mr. Stratton, I both?
Stratton.
Okay.
Your Honor, we're set for a pretrial today on this case. We're set for a pretrial today on this. I understand the state's going to dismiss the case.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, the alleged victim in this matter contacted us and explained the circumstances and stated that, and this involved Mr. Calico having permission to use the credit card of Mr. Parker to get some money out of an ATM for Mr. Parker, and then he didn't come back for a couple of days. And during that time, the charges were filed, but Mr. Parker says that after that, that Mr. Calicut brought him the card and brought him the money, and he's satisfied with that. So if he is, then we are also. We've just moved to nollie the charges.
Okay, 21-853 will be nollie. Now, he's got an old case,
Driving under suspended license?
15-1768.
I thought that was just under review, Your Honor. I didn't realize.
It is.
Oh, okay.
He just hasn't finished it. He still has community service and fines to pay.
Fines has been paid, Your Honor.
Did you pay him today, or?
In full, if I'm not mistaken.
Today?
It's shown 352.50.
When was
Oh,
it
in
paid?
that case.
Your Honor. My fine. Did you bring it? Okay. It was a mistake. It was my bond that they paid. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, can you pay something on this today then?
Yes, sir.
And you got community service to do too, way past due.
Yes.
How much community service does he?
5 days.
5 days.
Okay, when can you be out for community service?
I work 5 days a week. If the weather's fitting, I work on Saturdays.
Okay, so you're gonna be here tomorrow?
No, I can't be here tomorrow.
Next Saturday?
Yes, sir.
All right, put you down for that. I'll set your next review hearing. June 20th.
June 20th.
June 20th, 9 o'clock. Your newer charge is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Matthew Hudson, case number CRA 23256. My understanding, Your Honor, he's not in jail, so he's been picked up.
Okay. Mr. Hudson was supposed to go to West Virginia. Apparently they came and got him, so the case here is dismissed.
State of Ohio versus Austin Pauley, case number CRA 22737, CRB 2262, CRB 21246 A and B, CRB 19743.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. This is Mr. Steyer's case. Very good report. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How's the state want to proceed?
Is he going to continue with probation or anything like that?
Are we conviction, post-conviction?
This is a,
Sentencing?
it's a, no, it's a preliminary.
This is, I know, okay, yeah. Are you continuing with outpatient? Absolutely.
Yes, he said
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I go Tuesday.
Goes Tuesday for outpatient.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Paul is to be commended for the progress that he's made. And it's my understanding he's going to continue with outpatient services with Riverside, and we'd like to see that transition take place and see him further along. But he's done very well so far.
Okay. And he has some old cases too that he needs to work on anyway. He's got some fines. Yeah, just fines. Doesn't look like there's any community service. So, when will you be off the crutches?
I go see an orthopedic doctor in 2 weeks on the 30th.
What's the issue?
I fractured my tibia.
Oh, okay. Have you been under doctor's care up till now, or? You're just
No, I spent 1 day in the ER and they sent me home on crutches.
Okay, so this just happened then recently?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
today's a week exactly.
Why don't we come back in July then, July 10th?
I'm available, Your Honor.
July 10th. Give him some more time and some time to heal up.
Thank you.
Good luck with your life, man.
July 10th will be the next hearing on everything.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus William L. Harris II, case number CRA 23290. Your Honor, it's my understanding he has reported.
Okay. All right, he was ordered to report in Allen County, or they were ordered to come pick him up, and they have done that, so case here is dismissed.
State of Ohio recalls Keon Gage, case number CRA 23238, CRA 22537.
It's Mr. Morford's case, preliminary hearing.
Judge, if we were going to have a change of plea,
Want to probably need to tell the court what we're going to do. There are two charges. That needs to be finished. There are two charges, similar kinds of charges. They're both felony level theft charges from Walmart, and one of them is from 2022. And we've agreed that, and then the other one's more recent here in 2023. We've agreed that if he pled guilty to the 2023 case, to a misdemeanor, that our recommendation would be 30 days in jail with 27 days suspended, so he'd have to do 3 days in jail and then be on probation and some community service according to the court's. We didn't determine a specific number on that, but we would nolly the 2022 case. The 2022 case presents some difficulties in proving the case at this point.
Okay.
But there would be no restitution on the 2023 case because the merchandise was undamaged and it was recovered. So that would be our agreement. If he wants to plead guilty to the amended charge, we would move to reduce that to a misdemeanor and nolly the 2022 case.
Mr. Moore.
he's agreeable to do that, Judge. He would ask you if he could report to begin serving his sentence in a couple of weeks so he can make arrangements.
Any objection to that, Mr. Moore?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So 22 case number is 22537 is going to be dismissed. And then 23238 amended to a misdemeanor theft offense rather than a felony. It's my understanding, Mr. Gage, that you wish to enter a guilty plea to that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Anything you want to say before I sentence?
No, sir. I live in Huntington, but if I'm being probation and I have to report to Ohio?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's no
Right
problem.
here at this court. Okay, on the amended theft charged in M1, I'll impose a $200 fine, order you to pay court costs, 30 days in jail, 27 suspended. He wants to report 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Okay, that's June 2nd. He can report June 2nd by 11 a.m. to start his jail sentence.
Here. Yes.
Order him to stay out of Walmart
Yes, sir.
2 years of level 4 probation with a review hearing on December 29th of 23. He'll need to meet with Mr. Major today, and then he's free to go and be back here June 2nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Friday in June.
Disciplinary report, okay. And then this is, the judge will see you back, and that's at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And he'll make sure you're done, that you agree to do.
So we'll talk to you. Talk to you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Judge.
Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Brian J. Webb, case number CRA 2832, TRD 2761, TRD 2015-55, TRD 213514, A and B.
All right, it's a good screen. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
That's 2 months in a row, Judge, I think.
Yes. After a little hiccup in March, looks like. So let's get some more good months under our belt. June 23rd.
June 23rd.
June 23rd is the next hearing.
I'm good then, Judge.
Your Honor, I was asked to bring something up here, and it has to do with 23 CRA 253 that is set for May 26th, and Mr. Tyler Smith was appointed on that case. So I don't know what it's, do I have that one here too? It is a receiving stolen property charge. The preliminary is set for May 26th, so I guess we just need to leave it where it is, maybe, I don't know.
Let's just put everything together then. That's next week.
We don't have it.
Okay. Let's set all these for May 20, just to keep things tracking on the same day. All right. May 26th will be the next date on these. All right, May 26th, next Friday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Taylor Bryan, case number CRB 23112, CRB 2112.
Okay, and I think Tyler Smith's your attorney, isn't he?
I'm doing it. One of these, sign that.
I haven't seen him here.
He just had a granddaughter. He might be at the hospital. I don't know. I can text him.
Well, I don't think it was set today. This was
Okay.
actually set for a hearing on the Monday, and she
Okay.
didn't appear. Is that right?
It was last Friday.
I got May 15th as the hearing.
Yeah, wasn't that Friday?
It was May 12th, and then I think he must have asked for a continuance to.
Oh, see, I didn't know I had court Monday. Because actually Monday would have been better than Friday.
Okay, well, you weren't here on the 12th, and I think he asked for a continuance to Monday, and then you weren't here then, so then you were given 7 days to come in. So let's get a date when
He's supposed to be here the 26th.
okay. I'm going to continue it to next Friday, May 26th, he's on the docket then.
Okay.
And you should be here, try to get in touch with him before then.
Is there any Mondays that he's going to be here?
I'm sure you can talk to him about it. Do you have a Monday when he's on the docket?
I don't have access to that.
Can you go check it? I can. If you want to wait, then
Okay.
I'll get him Monday when he's going to be here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just have a seat and I'll recall it.
Thank you, Butch.
State of Ohio recalls Christopher Blevins, case number CRB 19439 A and B, PRC 21595 A and B, and others.
Your Honor, he was able to get a hold of OVP. OVP agrees with the outpatient, or at least is accepting all of that.
You want me to read the text?
Please do.
This is from Brianna DeMint. I sent her your screen. First thing she says, he needs inpatient. I brought a patient back to OVP. I think we have a bed. I can check if we can take an inpatient. I did speak to him about a outpatient, but didn't know he had all that in his system. And she says, we are currently full.
I talked to him.
So here's his choice, jail or inpatient.
Inpatient. Or how long they say.
He wants-
Regal?
That's where he's been going, outpatient. Right?
He did for a couple of weeks.
Do you have a preference?
I would be ordered 30 days, at least, of inpatient.
You're going to be ordered to get clean.
Yeah, I won't use it again.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
just,
that solves it all right there. You tell me you're not going to use it again.
No, you need to answer his question. He's
Okay, yes,
asking where you want to go.
Yes, sir.
And stop bouncing around. You answer a guy's question, because he's going to put you in jail.
Regal's fine, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let's try Regal, and I want him back here next Friday. Regal, R-E-G-A-L, recovery, I think. And his next hearing is going to be May 26th. And if he causes any problems, I want to know about it immediately.
Thank you.
You need to get serious.
I am.
You can do this, but then you get out and start playing around and go haywire.
I looked for an excuse and I used it.
You're in danger. You're in serious danger. You keep up what you're doing.
I know. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I say something? No,
Yes.
you said something about 30 days, and no, there will be no.
No, I didn't. That was him. I wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say 30 days. He did.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, sir.
okay.
Thank you, John.
State of Ohio recalls Taylor Bryan, case number CRB 23112, CRB 2112.
Okay, he'll be here Monday, so let's make it Monday, the 22nd.
This Monday?
Yes. This coming Monday. May 22nd, is your next hearing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus John McCoy, case number CRB 21744. This is set for sentencing, Your Honor. John McCoy.
It's Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge. I've had no contact since our last hearing.
He has a bond.
I thought Mr. Sayers might have bonded him.
He did. He just has 2 days of community service left. Bond forfeiture, June 9th.
Hey, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Amber Mills, case number CRB 2312, PRC 171164.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Okay, it says you're non-compliant and they're recommending inpatient.
I went to every screen. I don't know if you remember, my arm was broken and I'd been out of work. Well, I got cleared to go back to work the Monday after I was in court last month. And they've changed the Ironton hours. I work 10 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday.
We offer groups on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they start at 5:30.
Well, I was unaware
You've been
of the Saturday
non-compliant
and
the
Sunday.
entire time that I didn't even know who you were out here when I screened you. That's how bad that is.
I don't go to the I don't go to the South Point office, but I have been to every single screen. I've had to call or leave work early whenever they send a text saying I need to go, but I make sure I make it to those.
Her screen this week was on 4/15, on the 15th.
It was on Tuesday.
On the 15th. And then the screen before that was on 4/26, so that's not every screen, and I've gotten 900 non-compliances.
I'm not.
You've not had groups,
Trying to
you've
be-
not had individuals. That's part of the treatment requirements.
And I super understand that. It's just very hard whenever I'm a single mom. I have to work. And it's very hard to tell my job, like, I can't be here every
Where do you
day or I
work?
can't come in. I work at Rio Grande on 4th Avenue on Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm able to pick up at Marshall Cafe. I'm also employed there.
Well,
And
you
it's very
said,
hard to
"Tell,
find-
These are the days I've got to leave. and get
Well,
this
after
done."
my job I had, they let me come back after breaking my arm, so this was the first month I got to go back. And I don't get any food stamps, I don't get assistance, I don't have a daycare. So I'm just trying to go to
How
work
old
so I
are
can
your
pay my
kids?
bills. 7, I have one.
One. Okay.
Yes, he was here with me last week. Now, next week, I'm gonna have to change my schedule because he gets out of school, so I'm gonna have to find a babysitter. So I may be able to make that work, but I do have the text messages where they told me that it's now been changed to only 1 to 4 at the Ironton office.
It's because she needs a higher level of care.
I don't even have negative screens for any drugs or anything. There's people
THC
out
and
here.
alcohol are not drugs.
I mean, yes, but there's out people out here that's on fentanyl and heroin and
Doesn't-
stuff also.
It doesn't make it.
And this is all just a stem from me and my dad getting to an argument. It's been very,
I remember, he came to court every time he was
yes, he
supposed to.
got to just, he only had to do 4 times of anger management, I believe, is all that he had to go and do. So we had 2 different level types of care because he goes
did
through the
everything he was
VA.
supposed to.
But I'm trying to, but I mean, it's hard. If I could do some type of like over telehealth or something, but Saturdays I have my son, I don't have a babysitter. I'm not speaking to my dad because of this. His dad hasn't been around for the past month. I don't know where he went. He normally helps me. So it's just been a lot.
And there's,
And I'm not trying to be
we work with people,
uncompliant.
but you never even called and said, hey, I don't have a babysitter. I mean, we have groups all the time.
I do. I message Michelle personally. That's who I talk to personally.
Listen, I've spoke with them. You've not tried to work anything out.
I was
Okay.
just, is there any way I could go to like a different place and be assessed or something? Because I don't think that 5 days a week for marijuana is like super high. I understand it is illegal, but I'm working with this guy from Anu to try to get my license to be able to have that, to where it is
You
legalized.
living in South Point?
And I'm living in Ironton. And that's
You're
what,
living in Ironton?
yes.
Okay.
Me and my dad lived in South Point and I moved out with him. Now I got my own place in Ironton.
Well, let's try this again, and do you want to try to set up some sort of relationship here where you can text and talk?
I would like, I mean, I don't mind to do it, it's just been really hard this month.
I
Going
understand.
3 months without a job is, I can't ask my parents to borrow money, so,
Okay, talk with Taylor when we get finished here, and then I want to see you on June the 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
thank you.
State of Ohio versus Aaron M. Crawford, case number TRD 23-143, A and B.
All right, this is on the sentencing docket today. You were trying to get your license back.
Yes, sir. And about the insurance information, I took some time off work to personally go down there with my cousin to get the details, and they said that the insurance had lapsed between January 22nd and February 10th when I got pulled over.
Okay, and this was his car?
This was his car, yes.
And you didn't have any insurance on a car yourself?
No, I wasn't driving my car at the time. My car was down.
Well, it doesn't have to be your car that you're driving to, excuse me. If you have a car that has insurance, then that would cover you when you drive somebody else's car with permission.
Yes, but I didn't have.
You didn't have it covered?
No, I didn't, no, because.
Well, here's the problem. We can go ahead and process this, but you're gonna get a suspension from the BMV for driving without insurance.
I figured that. I just figured
But it's gonna come from the BMV.
No, I know.
Because it shows no insurance on this ticket.
No, that's completely understandable, yeah. I tried my best to figure everything out, and it's just, I didn't have insurance on my Jeep at the time. It was broken down. When I worked in the union, the drive shaft broke, so I waited time
Now,
to
are
get
you
that.
still suspended also?
Yes, they said that the only reason that it's suspended for is because of the total amount for the tags and the renewal of my driver's license in Indiana. The full amount, or part of the amount.
I see it on here,
bounced,
it's
yeah.
Indiana, so you're gonna have to straighten that out.
Yeah. Well, it's basically, I just pay off the rest of it, I guess I owe to the BMV, and then my license is reinstated. It's basically like your license isn't suspended, it's on hold, basically. That's the way that they described it to me when I
It
called.
says you were on your way to work. Where do you work?
I work at Dutch Mill Kia in Barbersville.
Okay.
That's why I took some time off. I drive literally 90 miles a day, usually, until that happened, but.
Well, if you're gonna drive and you don't have a driver's license, should you be doing 75 on US 52?
I had cruise control set because the highway all the way down by Williamsburg is set 70, and I just set my cruise control. I didn't pay attention to the drop of the speed limit. That was my fault. It was just one of them early days at work, or on my way to work.
Okay, on the driving under suspension, I'm gonna pose a $150 fine.
Okay.
On the speed offense, $50 fine. One court costs, level 5 probation, which means non-reporting, other than a review hearing. If you haven't paid it by December the 19th, so it gives you 6 months, basically.
Yeah, I'll have that paid off by no time.
Then you gotta show up, explain why you didn't pay it, and if you don't show up, then you get a warrant. So just take care of it.
Okay, so it's a $50 fine, $150 fine for the.
You're gonna have to go to the probation office. They'll give you a copy of the judgment entry there.
Okay.
To the left as you leave the courtroom.
To this one?
Yeah, the counter on that side. Go there, that's where the probation officer is.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, good luck.
Have a good day.
State of Ohio recalls Jacob Burchett, case number TRC 22-1262 A and B, TRC 21-1581 A and B, TRC 20-1447 A, B, and C.
Well, number one, you should be in the courtroom when your case gets called.
I apologize, Judge.
I thought you were getting smarter.
I am. My nerves are bad. I sat out there and
Because I was kind of hacked off at you anyway, because you did do some community service. You still have a lot left to do. So you did do 3 days since the last time.
I've done 5 days.
He came and spoke to me, Your Honor. It does appear that there are some of the votes that may not be credited to him.
All right. Yeah, because you had like OVIs in 20, 21, 22. It was like an annual thing for you for 3 years. So we broke that now, right? We're not going to do that? Got to take care of business, be here, be in the courtroom, don't make me wait on you. Show some respect. I just don't understand this. Like, you know, I'm still a practicing lawyer, so I have to go appear in front of other judges. I don't go sit out in the hall when I know I've got, do you go sit out in the hall when you know you've got a case before a judge and then expect the judge to wait on you to get up and walk in there and appear?
Not here, anyway.
Okay. I don't do it. I mean, And I see the lawyers do that here. I mean, go to Cabell County Circuit Court and see if any of the lawyers are sitting in the hallway. They're all in the courtroom waiting on their cases to get called. If they gotta wait an hour or 2 hours, that's what they do. They don't sit out in the hall. They don't sit in the conference room and drink coffee and talk about the ballgame. So, and especially, well, I guess I could put them in jail. Back in the day in Scioto County, the judges there were pretty famous for putting the lawyers in jail. Buck, somebody, what was his name? Do you remember? Am I going back too far?
No, shoot, I can't, I remember his face. And then the other judge too that was, I can't remember either of their names now.
Anyway, if you were late for a hearing, as a lawyer, they would put you in jail. So, anyway, get here, be in the courtroom, get your stuff done, don't get any more OVIs. We'll see you back. Are you working now? Where? Okay. And they're okay with you coming to these hearings? Well, you know what you need to do? Get all this stuff taken care of and quit coming to the hearings. Okay, so you work Monday through Friday? Is there a day that's better? That are all bad to come? Okay, I'm going to set it for June 20th, and that's a Tuesday. Buckle down, get all this done, and quit coming to court, and quit getting cases. Okay, you're free to go. Court's adjourned.
It's hard to find good workers. You gotta settle for bad workers. Oh, boy.
Have a good weekend. Maybe a little spicy, but I'm here today.
All right.
I was uncomfortable doing that.
Never seen that actually.
You need me for anything?
No, I don't think so. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
stand, huh? You were testifying? You were testifying?
was up for his house different. And I said, he said, Mr. Court, Christian, he also